I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. My name is Jair Barreto, and I'll be covering Hurricane Maria and the impact it left behind on the island of Puerto Rico. Maria was formed from an African easterly wave that moved across the tropical Atlantic Ocean. It wasn't until September 16th of 2017 that it started to form when it was classified as a tropical depression about 700 miles of the Lesser Antilles. 3 hours after being classified as a tropical depression, it was upgraded to a tropical storm with a max sustained wind of 50 miles an hour. September 16, 2017, it was classified the eighth hurricane of the 2017 season. On September 20th, 2017, Maria made landfall in Puerto Rico as a Cat 5. But the disaster didn't start on the 20th. It started in the late hours of September 19th when the winds, rain, and swell started to hit the unprotected island of Puerto Rico. The hurricane's path entering the island from the southeast point of Yabucoa and going straight through the middle of the island was devastating. I chose this topic because I lived through it, and it was a very hard time to live through and very hard to recover. It all started on the 19th of September, but the effects went on for at least a year and a half. So, talking about the construction of the houses in the metropolitan area of more of the north part of the island, they have really, really strong construction made to withstand hurricanes of this caliber, but more into the poor areas and a lot of neighborhoods that are right next to rivers. It was really hard with their old construction and poor placement geographically in the island that had the worst effects of this hurricane. Also, something that didn't really help the island was that the main dam on the island started to reach dangerous levels due to the rainfall, and the government, to prevent a worsening situation, they opened the gates, which caused a lot of flooding throughout the island, even taking bridges out, which you would see in the slideshow. Also, something that was really hard was after the hurricane had passed, dealing with 88 to 90 degree weather, very humid, and trying to clear out debris, and with water all the way up to your waist, and very limited water supply or possibly contaminated water. It was a very hard couple of weeks to be able to get the island up and running. But the community, with smiles and love for the island, we did all we could and had to try to continue day-to-day life. The hurricane winds, rain, and flooding took out the power plant in the north part of the island and left the island without power for 181 days, 6 hours, and 45 minutes. And that's from the day of impact of the hurricane until the first time power came back. After those 101 days, 6 hours, and 45 minutes, we still continued to have outages, and still till this day continue to have outages whenever we get small storms. And this is due to when they were rebuilding, the electrical company tried to get the power as fast as possible because due to the heat and a lot of people that are not fortunate enough to have a generator or the money to keep running the generator. A lot of elderly people were passing away, and that's an effect of the hurricane. Total damages of the hurricane were $94.4 billion, and a lot of the positive, or one of the positives of this disaster was it really showed how tight of a community and hardworking the community was during this whole process to be able to get back on their feet. Everybody was helping out, and rescue crews were amazing. It was very, very, very dangerous situations. A lot of tree lines, power lines in the way, and I'd say most people from being there, just like hearing the news live on radios and doing research, there's really, really positive feedback on rescue crews and being able to get to those affected areas as fast as they could after they were in parameters for helicopters or rescue boats. And these strong hurricanes have impacted Puerto Rico's coastline. And as a person who surfed there all my life and know these surf breaks from the back of my hand, these locations definitely changed. Getting hit by, or almost hit by Irma 2 weeks prior, and then getting a direct hit from Maria probably 4 to 5 months after going to the surf locations where I used to always be and where I used to always dive, taking a look at how the wave shifted, how the reef looks completely different. It's crazy the impact that these things can have, especially when you start looking at the geography aspect of things. And it's pretty sad. A lot of spots that used to be very good fishing spots, very good surfing spots, have went away due to a lot of these changes. And most important, the flooding, taking out the rivers and all that polluted the island for at least a couple of years, and it's taken a lot to come back and be able to have the beautiful, clear blue waters that we were used to having. Always blue, but what I mean is like all the debris that went in the water really took time to take big parts of the bridge that were falling off from the middle of the island that drug all the way across into the north part of the bay. And then overall, Hurricane Maria had a big impact. Still a big impact. If you ever have the pleasure of going to the island of Puerto Rico, whenever you're arriving, just keep your eyes peeled on the windows. You'll see a bunch of blue tops. That is not that they painted their house blue on the top. That is still effects of people not having the money to fix their cracked roof, and you'll see a lot of them on the way in. My name's Javier Bredo, and you guys have a wonderful day.